was that GOAT for you, kind of in that same world?
Oh, the GOAT. Okay, the absolute GOAT for me in my world would be Daft Punk.
Really?
Yeah, Daft
Why's
Punk.
that?
They set the standard. They commercialized electronic music at a time when electronic music was always kind of an insular world. It was a world just for the it was actually not called EDM
Right.
at that time, like pre 2010. It was called electronica, and there was kind of like this. We had a big little space, a little contingent, but it wasn't commercialized.
Mm.
And Daft Punk really like applied that bridge and brought it out to mainstream world. But they did it with not just their music, but they did it with their live show. They're the first DJs that put on a performance at a festival that like you had to you stood in your place and you felt like you're watching like aliens coming down and performing for you.
You know
Like
what? You know what that reminded me of? Because growing up in New York, the DJ was always big for us. So it didn't matter what type of music the DJ. It reminded me of George Clinton in the spaceship coming
yeah
down. Like I was like, that's like George Clinton. That's stuff that they're doing. And I never understood. See, growing up in New York City, I never understood the labels that music would put. So like your EDM, whatever. Like, but if 2 Chainz was on earlier, if 2 Chainz is rapping on that beat, then what is it? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
it's just either where I grew up, either your music is good or it sucked. Because I went to Archbishop Malloy, and we back in our day we used to have like the guys used to wear Pink Floyd jackets. They would paint on the back of the dungaree jackets like all the album covers. So I saw Pink Floyd. Then we put rappers on it. Like it was like if it was music and it was good, it would always kind of bridge. And being from Queens, Run DMC kind of bridged that rock and hip hop. Right. But we had always did that. They weren't the first to do it. They was just the biggest to do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's all about sort of figuring out what people like. As a producer myself, my job is to kind of lead the way where people want to go, know what culture's all about, and kind of lead where we're gonna go. But
Right.
the most important part is finding that sweet spot.
Right.
Because you could, experiment and try new things, but go too far. And then you just go right over everybody's heads. But if you can find,
you know who you sounding like right now, right?
yeah, if you can find that sweet spot where,
No,
like,
you sounding like Michael Jordan right now.
I'm gonna go there with you. You know what I mean?
sound like Michael Jordan right now. Like, like I'm gonna find a place where everyone's comfortable, and then I'm gonna take them outside their comfort zone, and then you win championships. I played with a guy, Olajuwon. That's what he did. We created a box at Houston, Steve, that everyone could live in. And then we're like, okay, now we're going to take the box here.
Right.
Now, can you live at this space? And that, to me, is what brings about championships. That brings about, all of the success you have. That comment, I've heard in an NBA locker room. That's what it jumped out. I had to stop you right there. So when you watch The Last Dance as such a successful person in entertainment and music and business, what do you take from it and go, man, that's exactly the same stuff we do?
I mean, I think that's the point, is that it's all about the connectivity between humans. Whatever we do, music, art, sports, however way we connect with people, the ethos and the philosophy is the same. You have to work hard. You have to be smart about it. You have to have a vision. You have to, if you're a pioneer, you're going to be leading the charge. But if you make the wrong decisions, you're going to be at the back end of the, you're going to have to go to the very beginning again, like depending on, your track record. I mean, a lot of the same concepts and philosophy are,
What's your preparation? Like, what is your preparation as a basketball player? For me, my preparation is this. I'm like, okay, night before, I'm playing against Gary Payton, John Stockton. Oh, I'm in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm off my feet. Boom, boom, boom. The diet. In the world of music, sometimes those are the contrary things that get you ready for the event. So what is your preparation?
It all depends, but like right now, especially during COVID, I'm learning a lot about self-care, and you know, the whole idea is to keep put it into a habit, and then continue it on post-COVID when we're back, you know, playing shows again. So right now, um, I think for me, longevity is important. I've been touring 250 days a year consecutively for 15 years. So 250 shows, not even days, 250 shows.
So that means that's not even including travel days.
That's not including travel days. So I'm on the road 300 days of the year, on average. I think 1 year I had an injury, so I just dropped out of 200 shows in that year, but I never stopped. And it's clear, what you're saying is clear, that in my life, the temptations are right in front of you. You can get pretty much anything that you want handed to you.
Right.
So I think the most important thing that an artist needs to learn is discipline and structure.
Mm.
So like if you don't have a discipline, you can easily get burned out. You can easily fall apart. You can die. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like getting into, I mean, because it's just fun. Like the job that I have is fun. I entertain people. You know what I mean? So
But
for an
I have a
athlete,
question. You're on the road that much, right? And I've seen the video with your house, the most unbelievable home I've ever seen in my life. So those who haven't looked, just go on YouTube and put up Nate Robinson along with Steve, and you'll see his house. It's like a Cribs version. But why then that? That could, to me, if I had your house, I'm home 265 days a year, and I'm on the road the rest. I gotta be in that house more than 65 days a year.
well, I mean, of course, like when you're gone so much, this is like a vacation. When I come home, I mean, it's like I'm living my fantasy when I was 16-year-old. You know, so when I finally made the money, instead of buying like an expensive car, I bought like, you know, I built a foam pit trampoline around my house. You know, instead of like doing this, I like built like a 16-foot deep pool so I could set it next to my house and jump into it.
Wait, time out. The pool, ladies and gentlemen, he jumps off his balcony into the pool. So wait, this is how our relationship kind of started, and you didn't know, because my kids were like, "Oh, you got to know him, Daddy. You go to Vegas so much, you got to know who he is. So you can just call him, and we can just do an hour and a half drive by and come into the house, man."
I'll show you the pool.
Oh yeah, you got to see
it. Yeah, so basically, I bought this house.
They're gonna come. They want to see it again.
I bought this house, and the pool was really far away from the house. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to jump in that pool. It's too far. So I filled it in, and then I built the pool right next to the house. And then I had to build out the ledge of my house so it was safe to jump in, so you don't like fall and make a mistake and not hit the water.
Oh my gosh.
So it's not here. And then
oh
my God!
That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh, and then it has your emblem, your face on it. Come on, man. Like, Steve, that is a man's dream right there. That is a plan.
Oh yeah.
100%. I 100% agree. So I'm just letting you know. You're gonna get that random text from me. I'm gonna be like, because I get to Vegas all the time. I'm gonna be like, I'm in Vegas. I'm coming through with the kids.
Yeah, anytime, man. I'll show you this room too.
Oh, here's the other room, fellas. Yeah, right. Because my sons are going crazy right now. They're there smiling. They're going crazy right now. Hold on one second.
Okay, so my girlfriend's working out here, but we'll just swing by in real quick. Because it's at the gym.
See the phone pin. Come on. I love it, man. I love it. Man, that's the affords of working hard, man. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen.
My green screen wall. I got a DJ later tonight, so.
Oh, so you DJ in front of the green screen. Hey. That's good. So he's got the mannequin of him.
Oh! Oh! I thought that was a real person.
You thought it was his brother.
I thought it was like his brother or something.
Oh, but man, hey, Steve, I tell you, man, like we all admire greatness. I think what I'm saying is like we could see greatness in other people and we can apply it into our own lives. And so from afar, I've been able to watch certain things because, like I said, I'm first generation hip hop. So like, see, I wasn't the DJ, but I was the guy who helped the DJ carry the crates.
Oh yeah.
I used to open the light post in New York City, so we couldn't get electricity. We'd open a light post and connect the DJ equipment into the light post. I know how to do that. So I know how to get energy out of it. I'm first generation for real. So my love and affinity from the DJ, I see DJ Millie's on here. I see other people jumping in and out. But like I have an affinity. D Nice as DJ like every major event in my life. Like
That's my boy. I love D-Nice.
Yes, but I always had affinity for DJs because of that. So I've been watching you, man. And now Shaq.
Yeah. Oh,
in your world.
Diesel. DJ Diesel.
So
Yeah.
What do you think about Shaq?
Dude, Shaq he's like a lovable guy. You know, he's always so friendly. He's always so nice. Actually, my label released a single by him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he likes the heavy EDM.
Yes.
Like, the heavier, the harder it is.
Right. It blows your ear off. He wants something to blow your ear off. It's interesting because, Steve, sometime Shaq in his private jet, he's flying back to LA. He's like, jump on with me. But he puts his DJ equipment and he's blasting it the whole. So I always like, nah, I'll take Delta, bro. Because he's blasting it for 6 hours. You can't sleep. You can't eat. It's shaking. You think the plane is shaking, and it's him with the bass. It is an unbelievable experience to be on a plane with this dude DJing for 6 hours when he was practicing trying to get there.
I mean, if the music can like literally break your neck from headbanging, that's for him. He just wants to headbang. He wants to go hard. And I remember we're both playing this festival Tomorrowland. And he just like jumps in the crowd. The music's like calling him. He jumps in the crowd. And he's just headbanging with everyone. People like don't even realize Shaq is right next to him.
No, when he jumps in the crowd, I'm gonna be like, I know how he is, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you sharing your experiences with us here in your house, man. Again, a big fan for sure, man. We got people from Indonesia, from Dubai. I'm looked out here.
I'm gonna show you. This is my studio right here.
Oh my God! Look, fellas, hold on. This is the music studio inside the house. You know what? We're building. My daughter Kayla is a aspiring and a singer. She's had songs that's charted, and so she's taking our guest house and building a studio so she could work in there. But nothing like that. We might have to call you to get some inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, like when I'm in the studio, I literally transport to a different place mentally. You know, I need to be there. I was working until like 5 a.m. last night, and I almost missed this live. They're like, "Yo, you gotta jump on live." I'm like, what?
Right.
I mean, I took a quick shower. You know, I was like, "Fuck, I gotta get on live." Like in like 5 minutes.
Look, man. I'm glad you did, but I'm glad you up 5 a.m. because I can't wait to hear what's going on at 5 a.m. I can't wait to hear it musically, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, man. We're gonna stay in touch. We stop it in. We're coming through.
You guys can come by, man. You guys can jump in the pool, jump in the foam pit.
Yes.
You know, we'll record you in the vocal booth over here.
No. I'll put my daughter Kayla Brianna. We'll have her in there, not me. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing a fake version of a vocal booth. I'm scared to take it because my Wi-Fi gets sketchy over there. But we're putting together a vocal booth. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Come on, I'm gonna try it. Hopefully my Wi-Fi doesn't go down. So I'm gonna show you. We're in here doing the exact same thing. They were in here trying to figure out all of the Pro Tools and Logic. I had no idea. So wait a minute. Hold on. So here we go.
Yo!
It just
Yo,
got in
bro.
here. They're putting it together now. It's nothing like that,
Nice.
but they're putting it
Let's
together right
go.
now. No
That's cool,
question,
man.
man. All right.
That's cool.
Well, I appreciate you, brother, man. Stay safe over there, man.
All right, Kenny. Thanks, man. That was a lot of fun.
All right.
Okay.
Steve, he got me moving around the house. So next up, I'm going to get on the line. Is my man FABOLOUS. Going to get him on the line now. Hold on. My crack staff is going to get us in order. FABOLOUS. I wonder if he did an EDM song before. That would be crazy. And later on, I got my man Chris Tucker coming on. He's going to come on and
It's not.
hold on one second. Let's see.
Some comment.
Oh, there he is. There he is. I saw it. Fab. I thought I just saw it. Fab, just make a quick comment. Ro Paris is up in here. Another DJ slash DJ slash person slash Fab, just say what's up. And we could put you on so we can see. We got so many people trying to get in here. Right now, Rosgo, I saw you up in here earlier.
It's not letting me get.
It's not letting me get to my people right now. You know what? Because I told you my whole going outside was going to kill me. Ken and Wise, that's right. I'm in the building for sure. Let me see. So, Last Dance coming on. Give me your Last Dance questions. And give me a fabulous question I can ask FABOLOUS, who I might have been his last live performance. I don't know. I might ask him that before the quarantine, you know. And do we have to go off and on, you think?
Probably if he doesn't comment.
Yeah, you got a comment, Fab. Waiting for you to comment. Because it's not allowing me. Yeah, it's not allowing me to get into my make a comment, just say what's up. And I'm gonna give y'all another Michael Jordan story while we wait for Fab. Is Fab, Michael, I would always say Chris Tucker is ready. So let's go to Chris right now. Let's see. We'll catch Chris right now. Hold on a second. And if y'all see Fab, let me know. All right. My man.
Kitty, what's up?
What's good, brother?
Man, I'm hanging, man.
How you been, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm ready for this Last Dance to come on one last time. I don't know what I'm going to do after this Sunday, man.
Well, I see you got the quarantine goatee going on.
I got it going on, man. I got it going on.
You got the quarantine goatee. I like the quarantine goatee, man. That's a little thicker than it normally is.
I'm Isaac Hayes and a little bit of everything.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, who's watching out there, this started because Chris and I, we were texting back and forth about some random stuff, and he said, "What you think about The Last Dance?" And I was like, "Oh no, I can't just text him on that." So I called him. That conversation turned out being about an hour.
It was an hour. And you was the right person to talk to because I was just dying to talk to somebody in that era about what was going on. Because, I know so many people. And God sent me you, man. Kitty, when you called, we had so much fun. And, man, it was amazing, man. It reminded me of so much, man.
Oh, man. Well, Panda said you got the Bill Russell goatee going on.
I do, man.
But,
and the Teddy Pendergrass.
The Teddy Pendergrass, no doubt. Hey, quick. So we're on. We were talking. I'm gonna let you interview me about The Last Dance. So what we need to know, what you want to talk about, and let's go from there. And I'll give you my perspective.
what fascinated me, man, I want you to tell me again about you and Michael in college. Because you what you told me, man, was just amazing. How it's just how, you know, that fire in him, man. The way he is that's just the truth. You know?
There's no mistaking. I think that there's a lot of players that have that in it. But what happens is when you have success, it just gets bigger and your confidence just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And so for him, we all had that, but we couldn't back it up every day. So every day that he backs it up, the fuel gets bigger, the fire gets bigger, and then he becomes the best player in the world. Because there were times when his fire was here, and it was like, okay, and then I go against Walter Davis. Oh, I killed him today in pickup. Oh, I go against this person. Oh, I killed him. And then all of a sudden, you just keep getting more and more confidence, and it became a raging inferno. And so for me watching it, Chris, I saw the evolution of it. And then on the road a lot, I was a freshman when he was a junior. I used to room with him.
Yeah.
So you hear all the stories. So you know the insecurities, you know, that he had. He's like, you think that girl like me? Like, even from that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear everything when you're 17, 18, 19, you talking in a room. So for me, man, it was just an unbelievable experience to watch confidence, how confidence changes your life. I don't know, and I asked you this before, is it the same on stage? Does confidence changes your life, and the lack of confidence can change your life?
That's so true. It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing, like practicing, going up, you know, in the comedy clubs before you go on tour, before you go in front of 2,000 people or 3,000 people. If you're in that comedy club and you killing it and you just creative, that takes it right to the big stage, man, and it just makes everything so much better. Man, confidence is everything, like you said. It really is everything, man. And
now, can you fool, like in sports? I'll give you my perspective. Can you fool yourself into confidence, or where does it come from?
Well, you gotta know that you prepared. First thing, you gotta be prepared, because you always gonna have nerves. You know, before I do a show, there's always those nerves. But I know once I get on stage and get out there, they all going away. I know what to do because I did the work in the comedy clubs, or you know, I've done it for years. I know what to do, and then I know that it's gonna be a lot of spontaneous stuff, you know, spontaneous stuff going on, and that's gonna make the show even better. You just got to be fearless, and you're not really. You're always gonna care, but you just gotta prepare yourself. Make sure you prepare. That's the key, I think.
Well, I think that is it, because you can't fool yourself into confidence. Like, if you've never taken threes, you can't be like, "Oh, I can shoot this three." No, your practice over and over and over gives you that confidence, and then when you make it, it fuels it. But if you never put the work in, you in the back of your mind when you get it open, you have that open three, you go, "Oh, damn, I ain't been shooting. I ain't really ready." So I was interested to hear the same way with the comedy shows. Like, it's the work that allows you to have the confidence to take the shot. But then when you make it and they start laughing or the shot goes in, then it's just like, that's the greatest feeling in the world.
It's the greatest feeling. That's why I was fascinated when you told me, you got to tell the story about you and Michael, and you told him he didn't have no handles, and all of a sudden, 6 months later, 4 months later, and James Worthy said he was better than Michael for a couple of months.
Oh, no question.
Dope. What happened when you told Michael he didn't have no handles? What you told him?
It was crazy, Chris, because like we used to play pickup, and I was a freshman, and so you know we're on opposite sides, and I was like, okay, I got Mike, and then you know he comes over, he's like, "Oh, you guard me?" I'm like, "Yeah," because you only got one dribble up, one two, but you ain't got no handle. And I don't even know if he remembers this story. I really don't. But it's set in my mind, and it made me different. And he goes, "Oh, okay." So, you know, 3-4 months later, we come back, and we playing pickup again. And he's like, "Oh, you coming over here again?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "My handle's too tight now." So he took that little comment, and honestly, Chris, he's the only player where I look at his deficiencies became his strengths. His handle, his shot, his ability to shoot the basketball became the best. And
Yeah.
I got my man. I've had Reggie on talking about him. I've had 2 Chainz. Got you. I'm gonna have Fab on later. You know what we should do too, man? We should after the show, we watch The Last Dance.
Let's get back on. Yeah.
Let's get back on and comment about The Last Dance.
Let's get back on. And that's fascinated me when you said that, because that's like in stand-up. We take like Michael, they were saying, Michael, and I know you too, because y'all won 2 championships. Y'all won in 95 and 90. When you won the championship? 94?
94, 95, but I lose count of the years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just lose count of the years.
But that little things that you take and that makes you like, in 97, that's when I filmed Money Talks. In 96, 97 it came out, and then 98, Rush Hour came out. I filmed Rush Hour 97, 98. So I was like, I had a tiger right then. I was like, you ask anybody in the comedy clubs, I was fearless.
Oh, you was fearless? No question.
I didn't take no mess, man. Because it was like, but it was good, good competition. It was honest competition, harmless competition. But when we went up after each other, if a comedian said something to you, you'd be like, oh man, I'm about to go tear this. I'm gonna tie this up. It ain't gonna be no more laughs left when I get off stage. So I understand when Michael had found little things, and I know you too found little things that motivated you, that made you mad. Like I had little rivalries going on, like Ezel, the guy from Fridays, Anthony Johnson. What's Anthony Johnson? I forgot his name, but I know his name, Anthony. We had a little rivalry going on. He would say little stuff, but I made sure I tore him up on stage. I tore him up, and when I did movies, I made sure that it was nothing left. I did Money Talks, I did Rush Hour. I was like, oh, well, they're gonna have to come after this, because I learned from the best, Eddie and Richard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there like for 48 hours, and Richard Pryor and Stir Crazy.
I see my man Fabulous just said he's soaking up all this game that he's spitting right now.
Yeah, man. We got all those little things. If a comedian said something, or if a comedian went up to you and he did real good, you wanted to go up there and up him a little bit. But it was all great competition. We all learned from each other. Martin, all these guys, we learned from each other. And I understand what Michael said from his brother. I realized by watching The Last Dance, my brother made me tough. My brother Dexter, he's right above me. I used to hate to lose to him.
Right.
He used to play basketball in the backyard, and Dexter would beat me all the time, and I used to hate to lose to him. So when I won, I made a big parade. I run in the house, I tell everybody, I throw the ball over the fence. I beat you. I finally beat you. So I understand how Michael got tough from his little brothers. I told my brother the other day, last Sunday, I said, man, you made me tough, man. That went over into my stand-up and into my movies. I always wanted to win. Whatever I was doing, I hated to lose. I wanted to be the best that it could be. And it just made me
well, you have, brother.
Brothers and siblings and stuff.
Well, my brother was the same way, man. And we're gonna do this after The Last Dance. And we're gonna critique it. We're gonna make the jokes about it. And let's just do it for like 30 minutes right after the show.
All right. Okay.
All right. We all heard it first right here, brother. So it's just he and I.
Yes,
appreciate you, brother. Much love.
All right. Do it.
Man, that's so much fun. Now I'm gonna bring on my man FABOLOUS, and we're gonna shut it down on this one too, man. Man, unbelievable, man. Like Fabulous said, just unbelievable game that you learn. And you get to understand and you get to hear from people what they say of how they made it. And it's a common thread, man, for me as I'm watching. It's such a common thread of people who kind of make it and what they say. And if I close my eyes and just listen, I feel like I'm in the NBA locker room. FABOLOUS. What up, baby?
Kenny, what's up, man?
Oh man, I appreciate you, man. This is the Last Dance day. So I'm like, I'm bringing people who understand it, who have longevity in the game, who understand the game, who can tell us things that they're. And I always looked at you as a guy, from the Desert Storm days with Clue, and then all the way into today, the relevancy hasn't changed the same way Michael's shoes haven't changed. How's that happening?
Yeah, I mean, I started as a fan. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in that era of the 90s where I was, a teenager and just watching Michael and I remember even I'm here in New York and, between the Chicago and New York rivalry, but I was like a Chicago fan. So like,
you was a Chicago fan?
Yeah, my uncle used to, because I was a Michael Jordan fan. So my uncle, he a long time Knicks fan, from Bernard King, from
Okay. Right, that's
from
me.
Walt Frazier,
That's my era.
so we sitting in the house watching the game, and I'm quietly rooting for Mike when the Wolves, yeah, he wanted to slap my head off. So that's how I like watching The Last Dance is it takes me back to them feelings because I remember growing up through those 90 years and being a Bulls fan and just being a fan of they team camaraderie too, like them a team, like Michael Jordan was the superstar, of course, but they also showed how a strong team prevails and can be successful as well.
When you watch that, right? Because I've been in, with my daughter, I've been in a lot of music studios with all the great producers, and I'm watching great people, from even been in the studio when Meek is in there and all like, what is that common thread then when you watch the behind the scenes of a locker room that you say, damn, that's the same stuff that we do in music?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a team effort, and at the same time, like you said, where you get to see the behind the scenes. A lot of times, people don't see the behind the scenes in music, but when you see something like these documentaries, the same thing in sports. Everybody might not see what y'all go through behind the scenes, and the same thing with music. Everybody might not see the engineer or the producer or the key little things that make that hit record. You just see the final product. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I got to see that, and even if you came up in sports, as a teenager or as a kid, some of the backstory behind winning. You know what I'm saying? What you had to do to get there. So it was great to see that too. Like that was one thing about the documentary that was cool, is that it showed those little elements, like what was going on with Phil in the organization and
Right.
what was going on with Dennis. You know what I mean? Like as a teenager, I didn't even know that Dennis was doing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even
Oh, you
know.
didn't know?
Nah, you know what I mean? I didn't know Dennis
Oh.
was going off to Vegas for a couple of days and needed that, like, but now as
No,
a
that
grown
ain't
man looking
fam.
back
That's
at
the
it,
one they let you know about. The
yeah,
dude would he couldn't do this in this era because it's too
yeah,
many camera phones.
it's too much. Yeah, it's too much going
So
on. Yeah,
everybody would have seen where he was. But
right,
that was the one that they said, okay, we're gonna allow you to go do. They
right,
didn't talk about the ones that he just did on his own. It was like,
right,
I'm out. And
right.
like he was a different breed of person, like obviously. But there are guys probably in the music industry, you go, well, this dude, when we start, we're gonna do studio. If I'm gonna do a song with him or do something with him, it's gonna start at 3 a.m. Oh, this
Yeah.
dude, this gonna start at 8.
Everybody got their own course of how they do things. Even when I just work with Kiss on the Freddie versus Jason project, Kiss likes to work early. I'm more like a night owl because I that's just the way, everybody come in. Sometimes you come in from the club. Sometimes you just go in late and you just up all night, vampire kind of hours.
Right,
But Kiss works early. You know what I'm saying? So by like 12, 1 o'clock, Kiss is falling asleep. Kiss ready to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
right.
he work on a different shift of hours. So we had to adjust that too. Sometime I drag Kiss out a little late. And then sometime I gotta go get in early because he working early. So it's just everybody course of work. But I guess the overall goal is that success of the W. You know what I'm saying?
I had that with a dude named Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell.
Vernon Maxwell.
We in the playoffs, fam. We in the playoffs against Phoenix. We down 3-1. So we were the first team to come back and win the series down 3-1. So we're down 3-1. We have a team meeting. So Rudy Tom Johnson is writing all this things. He stops to me. Hold on, man. Nah, this ain't it. Reason we losing, y'all got me going to bed at 11 o'clock, checking curfew. I ain't like that. And y'all ain't like that either. He start putting guys out. Sam, you hang out with me, Cassell.
Yeah.
And Kenny, you going to be out there 1 or 3 nights too? Like, if y'all ain't out the night, this is the night before the game now. If y'all ain't out the night, I'm coming on, banging on everybody's room. So fast. The club was across the street from where we stayed in Phoenix. He bangs on everybody's door, brings the whole team to the club the night before. So he's like, Kenny, go do what you do. And I'm like, I go on the microphone in the club, and I'm like, yo, what's up, Phoenix? The Rockets are here, and we going to be back. and the whole team explodes. We come back and win the series. But if that dude didn't say, this is the way we normally operate, we would have been sitting there going to bed at 10 o'clock, not being able to function the way we do.
With that said, do you believe in that, right? Do you believe in everybody's conditioning is more, it's catered to them, and then they come together as a team and can work that? Because I know a lot of organizations and coaches, they always try to like conform,
No.
you know, players and everybody to be on the same type of schedule or timing or.
No,
But
we
you
don't
know,
believe that. We didn't believe
right.
that. And then check it out, Fab. Akeem was a Muslim. We built during Ramadan, which is now, shout out to all my Muslim friends out there now. Ramadan, we built a praying area for him, and we couldn't play music during that time for him. Like no team music, nothing in the, like, yo, we built the whole thing. Everybody has to be respected, but you gotta create, Fab, a box that everybody can live in. And then when somebody jump outside the box, you go, yo, you coach don't have to say nothing. The players can monitor themselves. They're like, no, he jumped outside the box.
That's what I looked at as what Phil was doing with Rodman. Like, you know what I mean? And it probably started with them trying to like control him or box him in, so to say. But then they said, like, for us to get the best dentist that we need for as a team, he got to go to Vegas for a day or two and let it out, and then come back, and you know he gonna find his strength there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I saw too. Phil being a great coach was able to handle all the personalities of the team.
Who handles that in a music studio for you? Is it you, or is it producer? Is it combination? What is that? Who is that?
It might really be a combination of things. And sometimes it depends who you work with. Like if I work with Pharrell, Pharrell becomes like the Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Because Pharrell can pull out things of you that you never even knew. That when I did Holla Back Youngin', at that point I was kind of coming off the street of being like a mixtape rapper. So him telling me to go Holla Back Youngin', woo woo, I'm like,
that ain't me.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, but he like, man, I'm telling you. And then he gave me the flow of the rolling, go to Cedar, and I'm just like, it's different, it's catchy, but I'm like, where I come from, they already know me for one thing already, and I'm kind of trying to stick to what they know me and love me for. And he was like, nah, he said, but you ain't saying nothing corny, you just changing the flow of what you already do. So
you know, as a New York lover of rap, you know what that did when I heard you do that? It made me go, yo, he don't only dunk.
Right.
He shoot three. So in your mind, you're like, yo, I want to get to my dunk. I want to throw it through my leg. And like, but you like, for me as a fan, I'm like, yo, this dude, he can shoot the three too. Like it's kind of like when it maybe wasn't as obvious for me, but it was like when Big did the thing with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he shoot threes too. So like for me, when I heard that, you and Pharrell, I was like, yo, because I had all, like I got nephews, me, hip hop, like I had every mixtape you ever did. I knew Clue, I know all that circle. So I was just like, yo, he actually can shoot the three. So
and it took the Phil Jackson to get me to go there and take the three. You know what I'm saying? Because like you say, sometimes a player, you're gonna go to your strength.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna, you know, I could get a bucket if I dunk it.
Right.
But now you're Phil Jackson telling like, yo, I've been seeing that three you've been shooting in practice. You know what I mean? Shoot the three.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And that's why I said, well, different people bring different things out of you. And even from that coaching, sometimes it can make you push yourself. You know what I'm saying too. Now you want to try different type of a different. You know, Michael Jordan. I also looked at that too. I was able to watch Mike's game was a lot of drives and dunks, and you know, at the beginning of his career, and then slowly throughout the progression of his career, he started being able to do more things with the ball, and never lost that drive, never lost that being able to slash to the basket. But he also added more elements now, so it made him a little more like unpredictable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no question. And then I see Luda's in here. Ludacris last night had the battle with Nelly.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I don't even call it a versus, a battle, because, you know, I think, this is just my opinion, Fab. I think at this point, like even when people ask me about Jordan and LeBron and who's the GOAT and all of that, I'm like, we got to get rid of that element. we got to get rid of like, oh, because if I say Michael's the best, that means I need to shortchange LeBron. Like, we got to get out of that, because for us as Black people, it's very difficult to keep our people on top. So we can't internally just start being the crab pulling. No, Jay is better than Fab, and no. We all living in this and understanding what it's about.
Let's celebrate each other. Let's not. It's not about putting one against the other when one has a success and another has a success. Let's
That's
celebrate.
what I loved about
Luda. Like you saying, I looked at it as a celebration for Ludacris and Nelly's music. Both of them came in early 2000s, late 90s, and changed the game. And they both got unique flows, unique styles that you had never seen before each one of them. And I celebrate them for that. You know what I'm saying? They both had great music. I think Luda's catalog is really big. It's big. Like, he has a lot of, whether it's his songs, whether it's features. I think Nelly had bigger songs as far as like sales and accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they
his
both
top
have,
five might outsell his top five, but the 20, Luda just keeps hitting a certain number every time.
And they both culture. They both culture. So we gotta celebrate that too. Like, you know, they both came in and added these elements to hip hop that weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Nelly coming from St. Louis. To be honest, I think even when I was going out, St. Louis wasn't even a main market that we stopped in. You know what I mean? You being a basketball player, St. Louis, you might have played there and then, but they didn't
There's
have
no AAU tournaments we were going to in St. Louis until Nike brought it there by mistake. No, we wasn't going to St. Louis.
So for him to tap in that market, it was like him busting open a whole wide open market that people, you know, hadn't really tapped into yet too. So you got to acknowledge both of them. I just celebrate both of them, man. Like, they great artists, and they contributed to hip hop as a whole.
Yeah, I see everybody's talking. You know, I see my man Cosigns in here from the interns. Everybody's shouting you out. But I would also, man, like, in terms of, I saw somebody say Fab versus Meek, but I don't like, Meek is, it might have a catalog, but your catalog started 6-7 years before. As you like, who is like the era that you came, like, you know, at the cover, you used to be the covers of the Sources and the cover of those magazines, the Next Coming. Who's in your class, so to speak?
That's the hard part about it to me, though. I think, like, sometimes you got to find out who aligns with each other. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's always an argument on who aligns. For me, just talking about the type of music and time and era, maybe like a Ja Rule.
Right. But see, you know where that wouldn't be fair, because Ja was super hot. We understand where he was.
Yeah,
but
Ja was at top of the game at one point.
You put out something a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have the advantage that everybody, my son, that's 11 and 12, is gonna be like, I know this song. You know what I mean? Scoop it up. But there's nobody who has that. Maybe the one dude you did the song with is Jada. Like, he's really the only one. But his songs, I don't know, always didn't commotionally went out and get.
Yeah, Jada is a legend. Jada is a legend. I even while we just said with Ja was, like you said, at one point Ja was the top radio making radio records, radio hits. There was nobody touching Ja at one point. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just, that's why I just said it's kind of hard just to line up who goes with who sometimes. Some artists it's easier because they're in the same, like, even what you just said with Meek. Meek might be almost in his prime, or, you know, within a couple years of the last few years of his prime, versus me starting in 99, 2000. It's got, you know what I mean? It's like a 20-year difference of when it was. So it's hard. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, what are you eating, brother, to stay looking like 19, bro? That's what we, like, yo, what diet are you on? Yo, you like, what is you, Pharrell? Y'all on the same what is that? The Illuminati diet that we don't know about. Like,
Man, I think the game keep you like the game got keep me running, man. That's the only remedy I got. I wish I knew something that I could put in a bottle and sell to everybody. I would, bro. It's really just staying adapting to the game. Really, like that's it. I don't really know. Pharrell is another one, like you said. Pharrell, man, like he keeps himself young, and I think it's just loving what you do. I think when you work at something that you love, they always say it don't feel like a job. You know what I'm
true,
saying? It
true,
don't
true.
feel like it's probably like the same way when y'all were playing basketball. This is something you love since you were a
Nah,
kid.
never felt like a job. Never.
You know what
The
I'm
only
saying?
time it felt like a job, honestly, is when I had to go on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I jump on that plane, then I'm like, dang, I'm really going to work. Like, but
Right.
when you there
On that court, yeah.
Nah, it definitely never felt like a job at all.
Right. I still love it. The passion of it is still. I think even when people start getting old or feel old or want to get out of what they do is when they lose the passion for it. You know what I'm saying?
I think I got that. I just got it. I was looking at some of the comments. I think I got the one. It's a different vibe, but almost you and Nas. Because Nas could put out something today, everybody's gonna pay attention to it, just like they did 2000. Where you put something out today, they pay attention to it, just like. So that would be.
Nas is a hard act too, because Nas, I don't think you always look at him as the most commercially
But
appreciated artist.
the one with Lauryn Hill, you
No saying that he don't got smashes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that you don't look at him as the most commercially, but he's an icon within our cult. Like he's on the Mount Rushmore when you say who's the best, the line.
Right. Yeah, no question.
MCs, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always there. You know what I'm saying? But I think he don't, his thing was never about making commercial successful records. It was about his skill as an MC all the time. You know
I have a question for you, man, because you're the metaphor king in terms of like making people thought-provoking. What's your most favorite basketball metaphor that you used in a rhyme?
Wow.
Because you had a whole.
I've said so many. I'm trying to think what's the best.
No, you're not the best. Just your favorite.
Came up to me and said, "Yo, that one was crazy." Like it's went all the way back to keep 2 9s on me like Warren Sapp for the Bucks. Like all the way back since then, till like you said, like till like a month ago, where it's something that I just recently. Because it's just that I think sports and hip hop kind of run parallel, just because the figures and the heroes of it come from the same communities almost. You know what I'm saying? We come from, a lot of times, this is what we picked up to take away our minds from what was going on around us to something that we picked up as it could take us to the next level of life. Something that we picked up that was like camaraderie between you and your friends. You know what I'm saying? What connected y'all? What was y'all? So I think the same thing happens in basketball and sports, and I think that's why it's so easy to relate. But for me, metaphorically, like I always was a sports fan, so I always felt like I had to put some kind of thing or what was going on.
I can't remember the exact rhyme, but I think it might have been in a mixtape because I was talking about it a couple weeks ago. The D'Angelo Russell line where I don't know what.
It was something about. It was something about telling on your homeboy. Something about that, or throwing your homeboy under the bus. It was kind of like.
And so that to me was the first one that caught me off guard, and I was like, I was ready to use on TNT, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna let him live a little bit because he's a young player, he's made mistakes, and I let him live. But for you to say it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes the people don't take it. So, some people laugh at it. Some people,
is anybody took
offended
offense to it that wasn't like, yo, why'd you go at me like that?
I think D'Angelo Russell might have took a little. He never really said anything or anything like that, but from the grapevine or like the way that the way it was like pushed out there, and from like the situation that happened. Sometimes they can get dogged in the media. So when you put it in a rap to highlight it, they might feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it, I can't be sure if he really, because I never spoke to him on a conversation about it, but I heard or thought that he felt the way because he played in Brooklyn. He played at the
Right, no
played at the
question.
Nets for a while. So, you know, the energy was like, yo, yeah, he was like, he ain't like that you said that line. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, I've been making lines like that since I came in the game, and it
Without
wasn't
question.
done. It never was derogatory or calling somebody out their name. It was really just, you know, bringing light to the situation. It's like current events kind of
Current
thing.
events. If you're
Something
not
happened, you
speaking
speak
about it,
on it.
right? If you got
Yeah,
speaking,
I ain't.
everybody's I see bombs. Everybody's saying bombs. Talk
Oh
about
yeah,
bombs.
bombs is the last day. That's the last day. That's what the last the beat of that came from that Bulls intro. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, right.
I remember that intro so it was so symbolic to the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? It was so
Yep.
symbolic to like the way they came in the building, the way they came out to the court. You know what I'm saying? When you thought of them, you thought of there was not a lot of teams that had a symbolic song like a beat that you connected to the team. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know what? I'm not gonna lie, Fab, and I'm not gonna hold you all day. 'Cause I could talk to you for hours. But
Mm.
that song, like you said, is kind of like when you hear the start of like ESPN, TNT, like you knew there was about, and as a player walking into the arena and you're and you hear that, like
Yeah.
I even got chills just thinking about it. Like,
Yeah, because
yo,
the
it's about
lights
to
go
go
out,
down up in
the
here.
lights go out, the red
Oh,
lasers start going across the thing, and
it was,
now, like you know,
yes.
it gets
Oh man, and
it's like they introduced the other team, and it's like okay, and now, you know what I'm
hey, and
saying?
let me give you, because I always try to give people on a Michael Jordan story that they might not know now, just personal to me. So Michael, it was my rookie year. When he got drafted, Reggie Theus was the two guard there. They traded him, draft Michael Jordan, and he goes, "Yo, Reggie Theus says, yeah, in the paper, a guy as a rookie could never do what I've done for the Bulls."
Mm.
Now we understand what that means to Michael, like when he hears that. So Reggie, I'm a rookie. I'm on Sacramento. The Bulls come in town. I go to the hotel, and he opens the door. And the first thing he goes, "Kenny, you tell that Reggie Theus, I'm gonna give him 50 tomorrow, and we gonna beat y'all." I'm like, come on, man. Like I just walked in. But I'm from where we from. That's what we do. I'm like, no, you ain't getting nothing. If I gotta
Yeah.
step up on you and blah blah, and we talking going back and forth. So I go to practice the next day, Fab, and I go, "Reg, I was with Mike last night. He said he's gonna give it to you." Reggie's like, "Reggie ain't that talk
Yeah,
smack."
he not
They're
tough
like,
on that
"Why'd you
cloth.
do this? Why'd you
Yeah.
do that?" Long story short, Fab, Mike has 47. They beat us. He comes into the locker room after the game to say good, like later, see you later. He says, "All right, kid, see you later," because we played him a week later in Chicago. He goes, "Yo, good looking, kid. El Reg, I told Kenny I was gonna get 50, and I only got 47. I'm gonna get 50 next week in Chicago."
Wow.
And the whole locker room silent. And I'm like, the dude just beat us, had
Right.
47, and he's mad.
Yeah, he not done. He not done. He wasn't
Different
done.
animals, man.
Yeah.
Different animals.
Yeah.
Different animals, man. So I know you that type of animal, brother. That's why I had to tell you that. That's my relationship. I know you that type of animal. You ain't done
Yeah.
yet. You ain't
I ain't
done.
done. And it's like even a comment that I left before when you was on with Chris Tucker. Like I'm still a student too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still is. I think the best thing you could do is keep learning every day and keep learning from other experiences. And like what Chris was saying, his preparation and you know what led him to where he at today is being prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's no age limit on that. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? There's no
Nah.
like you know you don't get to a certain age and be like, oh, I don't gotta prepare for this no more. Nah, if you go out and play ball, if you sign on to play ball 6 months from now, you're gonna get out on that court and start shooting around and get your shot right.
There
You
it
know what I'm
is.
saying?
There
Like
it is.
you know, it's the same thing. So I think as people who wanna keep being successful, you have to continue to learn and keep continuing to take in game and take in knowledge and take in people's experiences and make them work for you. You know what I'm saying? There's never nothing wrong with that.
Without question, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. sitting in the double R, having a little light conversation with us, man.
Oh, this my office during the quarantine. You know what I mean? Kids be going crazy in the crib, so
No doubt,
I got to
man.
come out to the car for
Hard work
everything.
pays off, brother. Hard work pays off, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, good talking to you, brother.
Love, King.
My man. FABOLOUS, man. Man, I could have talked to him for another hours because I'm a metaphor guy when I'm on TNT. So I just appreciate everybody stopping in. Bro Parrish, my main man, Jermaine's in the building. Got so many people that just stopped in and, you know, gave a good look, talked to us, and enjoyed the moments. See y'all next Sunday. It just gets crazier and crazier. Next Sunday, y'all. I'm going to see y'all there. So tune in.